Good morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show. At Wake Up America show, it's Friday. Oh, thank God. I know you're excited. But there's only one way to show your excitement if you're not like the studio audience there and cheering at the top of your lungs. And that is, of course, to click that like button. And if you enjoy the content that you're watching today and it's the first time that you're here, make sure that you subscribe. Show your love for economic freedom and personal liberty. That's what we're all about here. And that's what we fight for 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central. The Wake Up America show streams live to get you to start your day the right way, the freedom way. Joining me live in studio for Freedom Family Friday is the lovely Stephanie Peterson for Liberty. Steffi P, how you doing, Steffi?
Morning.
You still looking cute?
Thank you. I look cuter than I feel, I guess. I feel like I haven't slept in 2 days.
You look kind of cute in your polka dot bikini, girl.
It's just for you.
No, it's not. It's for, obviously, we want to show Bob's and Vagine.
Bob's and Vagine for Vivek.
Bob's and Vagine for Vivek. God, it's been all we've talked about for the last, 24 hours is Vivek.
It's really exciting.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm living in a reality TV show, and I love it.
It's funny because we talked to my dad last night, and, he's super conservative, and he does not like Vivek. He's like, I don't like that Vivek, right?
But he also isn't too keen on Trump.
Well, yeah, he's kind of backed off of Trump these days. He likes DeSantis, and here's the thing.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of DeSantis supporters are doing online what my dad was doing on the phone yesterday, bitching and grousing. Complaining about everybody else but DeSantis. And here's the thing. I like DeSantis. I want to vote for DeSantis, but let's not lie to ourselves and say DeSantis won the debate. But I'm reading all these articles like he won the debate, or reading the polls. He won the debate. I'm like, yo, what debate were you watching here?
It's so subjective.
Of course.
Real winner. Honestly, they should do test questions, the Constitution or something.
Yes.
That would be the winner of the debate.
Yes. Yeah, we've got a lot of content for you today. We've got a great show, and obviously the big story is the Donald Trump mugshot.
So fun.
Oh man, thug life. I should have gotten a rap song or something to play on the soundboard today, but I was really stressed.
From they love it when they call me Big Pop.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we can't do that because of the copyright issues, but this YouTube does give you a few things that you can use that sound like rap songs. So anyways, we've got the Donald Trump mugshot.
You know what it could be? It could be Vivek rapping to the mugshot.
Oh, yes.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, we need Vivek Ramaswamy rapping, and we need the Donald Trump mugshot in the background. That would be epic. Steffi, great idea.
Thank you. Would that be a copyright violation, or can I do it?
We would probably get busted. They're very litigious these days. Good morning to all of our friends joining us in the live stream. Grover Bentley, I think it's your first time here. Grover, what's up, brother?
Hey. Well,
it's nice to see all the new names and faces.
Yeah, we had somebody on Twitter even. And he was super excited to watch the show.
Yeah, Corey, I think I can't remember his name. Corey C, perhaps? Yes.
Corey C, he's always excited to watch the show.
Corey's always here with us. What's up, Corey? Juan C joining us here.
The guy.
Jose Palacios, nice to see you, brother. Andy
Jose,
Opperman.
we know you. You're
of course.
Awesome.
Buddy Mansour, Terry Miller, Andy Opperman, Burt Crash, Elizabeth Press, Caleb Vanderfeld.
Christopher Crane, if you're watching.
Yes,
hello.
There you go. Christopher Crane. We know that he was excited for the show this morning. We saw his tweets. Yep. We've got a great show for you today. Obviously, we're going to cover everything Donald Trump getting arrested. We're going to cover more of the debate. We're going to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy effect, because we're going to talk about DeSantis supporters coping and seething online. New York Post writes an article, Ron DeSantis was the winner, the man best suited to unseat Trump. Well, they're half right. They're half right. Yeah, I think they're right about that. He is the best seated to unseat Donald Trump, in my opinion. But he was not the winner of the debate, in my opinion. Okay. In my opinion, we're talking, let's get real here. So anyway.
You don't have to be the winner of the debate and the best candidate. They both don't have to go together.
Exactly. You could lose the debate and still be the best candidate to, beat Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Anyways, Grant Sunnyman is here over on Rumble, as well as One Patriot Listener One. Hey, what's up? Kermode Bear joining us here as well.
Always here, yes.
Will Run Right. We always appreciate you. If you're watching us on on Rumble. Make sure you click like and subscribe because we're doing everything we can to grow over on that free speech platform. And speaking of free speech, we're going to have a free speech guest on the show today, David McGarry.
Cool.
It's going to be his first time on the show today. He works at the Taxpayers Protection Alliance. He's talking about this new online privacy bill that's supposed to be protecting kids from like vicious marketing and things.
Oh.
But the challenge is, of course, that the government is going to take an inch and run a mile with it in terms of our online privacy. So, and then crack down on gun transactions and all kinds of scary stuff. So we got to give a big shout out to John Rail this morning. What's up, John Rail? He says, starting off Freedom Family Friday the right way. Dropped in $5 in the tip jar. Brother, we appreciate you very much. Oh, makes me feel so good.
You're so nice.
Thank you very much, John. We appreciate that. Augusta May is here. She's one of our new friends as well.
I recognize that name.
Yeah, Augusta from Twitter.
Yes.
Yes.
To buy something the other
day.
Did.
She said her AP order shipped. So, yes, we do. We do make a note of trying to ship stuff as fast as we can. So if you
remember all the orders, that's really scary.
Yes, we do. Well, yeah, because we know these are our people. These are our friends.
Use them with our bare hands.
All right, let's get to the news because we certainly do have a lot of news. Donald Trump reacting to his mugshot that was released yesterday, but I think the memes probably bear out a little bit better. When you get home and see that they didn't give you any extra sauce, you got the nuggies there. You know, Donald Trump does love him some McDonald's.
He did buy McDonald's for an entire sports team.
Yes, he's a noted fan of McDonald's. He eats, I think, McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken are like his favorite things with Diet Coke.
That's always 215 pounds.
Yes, 215 pounds.
Yes.
Okay, so did you see this headline? That this is trending on Twitter.
I didn't know until you just gave me the number recently.
When they booked him and they arrested him, his weight was listed as 215 pounds, which means he weighs less than I do.
Okay.
No way.
People carry their weight differently, I guess.
I don't know why. Maybe they didn't weigh him and they just asked him what his weight was. And he said 215. It's like, yeah, bro, what the hell?
Go get your driver's license. They won't weigh you. Just ask you how much you weigh. Yeah.
Anyways.
Maybe he's really short.
Let's see another Donald Trump meme here. The cashier watching me put no tip, angry.
Yeah, tipping culture.
Yeah, we've been talking about tipping a lot on this show and how tipping has gotten out of control. So yeah, when the cashier catches you, put no tip. We've got.
The funny thing is that last night when the mugshots first came out, there were a few that were swirling around, and we had no idea which one was the right one. And I was like on a search to find it. People were like, his tie is not stars and stripes; it's actually red. That's a wrong mugshot. So. Yeah, but we know that's the right one.
Nice. Crystal Clear Central, first time joining, at least commenting from what I could see, says, good day, you made it to my homepage recommendations again. Hell yeah.
Good day.
Good day. That's good. YouTube finally starting to put us in people's feeds. Thank God. Yesterday was kind of like one of the best days that we've had in a long time. Not only was it the biggest, highest rated Wake Up America show, but everything else was just kind of going right yesterday. Like just things were just going really well for us. And we're excited to, I think the studio upgrade has helped a lot. The audio has improved since I got this new board and things are just really moving along. Somebody just made an order at AP for Liberty's shop, which makes us very happy. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
We're so excited.
Guess what they bought?
They did. They bought it, didn't they?
Yeah.
They bought the, hold on, let me pull it up on the screen.
Kristen was up late making this.
I was like, I got to get this up now. Donald Trump Thug Life shirt up there. Yo.
Right when the mugshot dropped, he's like, I'm making this.
I'm making this shirt. Yeah.
We also made a mug shot.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We've got a mug. I don't have that one ready to pull up there, but we've got a mug as well. So Mug Thug Life shirt. So yeah, it's our buddy Jesse out in Meta, Missouri. What's up, Jesse? Thanks so much for that. We appreciate that.
So cool.
All right. So let's, speaking of Donald Trump's mugshot, we've got the video of Donald Trump being released from jail. This is a historic moment, an epic moment in American history happening. And let's watch it live.
Okay.
Really believe this is a very sad day for America. This should never happen. If you challenge an election, you should be able to challenge an election. I thought the election was a rigged election, a stolen election, and I should have every right to do that. As you know, you have many people that you've been watching over the years do the same thing, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Stacey Abrams or many others. When you have that great freedom to challenge, you have to be able to, otherwise you're going to have very dishonest elections. What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. And everybody knows it. I've never had such support. And that goes with the other ones, too. What they're doing is election interference. They're trying to interfere with an election. There's never been anything like it in our country before. This is their way of campaigning. And this is one instance, but you have three other instances. It's election interference.
Hey, Steffi, your react.
He is the very first president ever to have a mugshot, which is kind of shocking.
Okay, so let's be honest and be libertarians here for just a second. More presidents should be arrested, to be honest. Am I wrong here?
Absolutely. I think so. I mean, there's a lot of corrupt presidents.
But here's the thing, probably not Donald Trump. Like the things that they're indicting him for is that he paid hush money to a not hooker, but a porn star for when he slept with this porn star. He paid hush money to the Stormy Daniels chick. And they're accusing him of using this, making it as a campaign donation and not listing it as a proper campaign donation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like financial fraud that they're saying.
That's what they're saying. It's financial fraud. Yeah, for sure. So
then he's saying that it's about him challenging the election. Is he being charged with something about that? Because that's what he's saying it's all about. He's like, it's just because
this is Georgia. So this is Georgia, and it's a little bit different what's happening in Georgia. With Georgia, they're accusing him of well, it's about, election fraud. Essentially, that he told the Secretary of State to find 11,000 votes. So yeah,
remember.
Yeah, find me 11,000 votes. Yes.
Okay.
So
specifically in the state of Georgia, that's what he was.
Yeah, Grover Bentley, he's on our side. He says, "You're correct, sir. Arrest them all." Exactly. Arrest them all.
Well, except for the ones that we like.
Except
like
for Calvin Coolidge. Yes, go get the zombie corpse of Calvin Coolidge. Exactly. Yeah. We got to give a shout out to Corey C. He says, "My wife is wondering if you are planning a pumpkin spice coffee, so she never has to go back to S-Bucks. Also, you pronounced her name 100% correct." Oh, well, thank you very much.
What's her name?
Is it Crystal Clear Central? I'm not entirely sure. Which one is?
She's in the chat.
Well, yes. Juan C, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Juan. Not entirely certain.
This would be really fun. We can check into that.
Yeah, something about false electors. Thank you, Caleb. It's hard to sometimes keep all the indictments straight because there's like 6 different ones in 6 different states. So
does he have to present and do mugshots?
Yeah, well, in theory. So he went to New York. In New York City, he didn't have to get a pump. He didn't, I'm reading pumpkin spice. He didn't have to get a pumpkin spice. He looks like pumpkin spice.
He does. He should be the mascot.
Orange man good. Pumpkin spice. Donald Trump. If Donald Trump were a coffee flavor, he would be pumpkin spice.
Maybe we should make a meme about that.
There you go.
Yes.
Pumpkin spice. It's fall. Fall is coming. All right. So, it's Juwan. We did say it correctly. Okay, cool. Corey C says, "I like my women like I like my coffee. Mail ordered." mail order brides. Yeah.
So many men are doing the mail ordered brides thing.
The passport bros.
Super cool. I'm like so proud of all my men friends that are doing this.
You've had like a therapy clients that like do it. We also have like a good friend here in Missouri that's doing it, being a passport bro, because Western women are so. Let's not get into that spicy conversation. Maybe a little later. We'll talk about the passport bros. Okay, what do you say? Let's continue our conversation. All right, let's continue our conversation here with Donald Trump and what's going on. Well, we love our Vivek Ramaswamy. Oh, this clip is trending this morning because this is Joy Reid from MSNBC, and the liberals are all freaking out and mad because the trial date that Donald Trump has asked for is, well, take a listen.
April 2026. That is the date that Donald Trump's team just proposed his federal trial begin in the election interference case.
When I heard April 26th, I honestly thought I misheard it. I thought it was a typo.
I mean, Laughable gives it so much credit, Joy. I mean,
smug liberals. They're so
I don't actually have adjectives in my vocabulary, at least not ones I can say on television.
When you said January 2026, I said,
God,
3 years.
You could just tell she's just such a smug liberal. So look at their faces. They're all
and the cheetah glasses.
I know. So
when you said January 2026, I said, whew.
I'm a Southern Democrat.
3 years from now. What do you think about that?
Steph, the nicest word I can come up.
He's low T, dude. You could tell that he's struggling to like retain his masculinity. Like he didn't have to undergo transgender surgery. His penis like fell off years ago. If he's straight, then his wife definitely has his dick and balls in like a jar on the mantle for sure.
For that request is absurd. I would probably throw offensive in the mix too.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like, let's have the trial in the month of Neverty. Let's just do it then.
They all sound like Kamala Harris.
I know, right? Dude, that was so funny when Trump described Kamala Harris during the debate in his interview.
He talked about how she speaks.
Oh, yes. I think I might actually have it. Hold on.
Word salad.
Yeah, hold on.
Because she just like goes in circles and circles and says things that
I've got
don't
it.
even make sense.
Thank God. You know, your boy AP from the Wake Up America show works so hard all week that I've got the clips ready to go for you. This is so funny. Okay, here we go. Here's Trump talking about Kamala Harris.
She has some bad moments. Her moments are almost as bad as his. I think his are worse, actually.
Yeah.
But
she seems pretty senile, too.
She speaks in rhyme. It's weird. It's weird. But she has bad moments. And
in rhyme? What do you...
Well, the way she talks, the bus will go here and then the bus will go there because that's what buses do. And it's weird.
Yes.
The whole thing is weird. This is not a president of the United States future. And I think they probably have some kind of a primary. And she has some bad moments. Her moments are
she probably is good. They are going to have a primary if Joe Biden can't make it. I think the Democrats do want to try and replace him, but they want Gavin Newsom. And
Gavin Newsom, I don't know much about this person.
He's the governor of California. He's obviously an authoritarian, a fascist. So it's the thing.
He could win against the
Trump.
Republican nominee.
Yeah, I think he can. If it's Trump. I think unfortunately we're in a bad situation.
So you think Trump would win against Gavin Newsom?
No, I think Trump would lose against Gavin Newsom, right? I think we're in trouble right now because I think DeSantis can win, all right? I think he can win the general election, but not on the track that he's on right now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, like we saw this clip yesterday of Ron DeSantis, where he kind of like, I don't know, just kind of gives me the ick here with this. Watch this. If you're tuning in the Wake Up America show, good morning, I'm Austin Peterson. Just understand, I'm a DeSantis supporter. He's a great governor of Florida. I don't have anything bad to say about the guy other than the presidential campaign seems to be an absolute mess. And his debate performance, he was not the winner of the debate the other night, despite all the claims to the contrary. Take a look at this.
And I will not let you down.
Okay, do you see this? Like, this is kind of, does that give you the ick? Am I just out? And I will not let you down.
And I will not let you down.
Yeah, okay.
His teeth are like sideways.
Yeah, it's a little bit, it's a little odd, right? It's just a little odd. And again, like, here's the thing. I don't think Trump can win the general election because I think people hate him too much, right? I don't hate him. I think that he would be a decent president. Yeah. I think he did a good job last time. And frankly, I would vote for him if he becomes the nominee in the general election. But I think that we're in trouble if it is Trump. I think DeSantis, if he can loosen up and lighten up, he would do better. But you know what he doesn't have? He doesn't have that Vivek energy.
He doesn't have the Riz.
He doesn't have the Riz.
Vivek has the Riz.
Yes,
I feel like we as Americans, we get bored so easily now, and everything has to be a reality show for us.
Yes.
And Vivek brings that.
Yeah.
He makes life interesting.
I know, and people, DeSantis supporters get so mad about that. And it's like, yo, bro, like, this is the new reality. Adjust to it. It's kind of like, going back to the 1960s when it was Richard Nixon versus John F. Kennedy. And in their first debate, like, Richard F. Nixon looked ugly and terrible and was sweaty and was awful. And John F. Kennedy's this young, handsome Democrat.
Oh, yeah.
And people are like, they voted for that. And it's like, it'd be like Nixon, people saying, well, it shouldn't matter that Nixon is an ugly old, weirdo, sweating and all that kind of stuff. Look, shouldn't matter. No, you're right. Listen, Stephanie and I, we voted for Ron Paul, okay? We don't obviously care about somebody's looks. We care about somebody's policies at the end of the day. But, like, we're not going to not talk about somebody acting all weird and, like, giving us the ick here because you know who's not giving us the ick? You know who actually is starting to grow on both of us, who I was like really concerned about in the beginning? It's Vivek. Let's give va-va-voom for Vivek. Let's see Vivek. Let's see Vivek kill it.
We have professional politicians in the Republican Party who have been running from something. Now is our moment to start running to something. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear. Put people back to work. The only war that I will declare as U.S. president will be the war on the federal administrative state that is the source of those toxic regulations.
Oh my God. See, that's what we want to hear, right? Am I wrong?
Preach.
Am I wrong here? But I mean, like you're telling us what we want to hear, but it's like, I want to hear that. Like, why aren't the other Republican candidates talking like that? You know, why
on a Republican debate stage?
Yeah.
He's saying these
He
things?
sounds like Ron Paul, like a young, like Indian Ron Paul. Like he's showing us the bobs and the
Now that
vagine.
everybody's gotten their memorized, prepared slogans out of the way, we can actually have a real discussion now. The reality and the fact of the matter is...
Was that one of yours?
Not really, Mike, actually. We're just going to have some fun tonight. Do you want a super PAC puppet, or do you want a patriot who speaks the truth? Do you want incremental reform, which is what you're hearing about, or do you want revolution? Let us be honest as Republicans.
Oh, baby.
I'm the only person on the stage
Revolution
who is a
saying the words.
I
know.
The climate change agenda is a hoax. The climate change agenda is a hoax. And we have to declare independence for it. And the reality is, the anti-carbon agenda is the wet blanket on our economy. Yes, we will stand for the rule of law. Yes, we will close the southern border where criminals are coming in every day. And yes, we will back law enforcement because we remember who we really are. And that's also how we address that mental health epidemic in the next generation that is directly leading to violent crime across this country.
DeSantis really quick.
We live in a dark moment, and we have to confront the fact that we're in an internal
That
sort
looks
of
so
cold
smarmy.
cultural civil war.
He looks like an alien.
American people with the failed
He literally
government in
does.
Washington, D.C. We just
Like
need
his
government as
face
good
is
as
about
our
to fall
people
off.
again.
Let's just speak the truth.
All right. I mean, listen, we could gush over Vivek all day, but I mean, listen, it's possible for Ron DeSantis to be good and Vivek to be great. I don't think that Vivek is going to be the president of the United States.
Sad because he is 38 years old, and I think age has a lot to do with it. A lot of those older Republicans are like, we don't want a youngin coming in here.
Exactly. Well, it's funny because everybody's like, oh no, we don't want to, we're so tired of having ancient people,
Right.
but they don't want an ancient person. They don't want a young person, right? They don't want, so it's like, you can't win with people. Like no matter what, you're wrong. But I mean, listen, as somebody who's literally run for president of the United States, I know what it's like to be in that position. I mean, I remember when John Stossel asked me the question in the presidential debate, he's like, my problem with you, Austin, is you're 12 years old.
And honestly, that's what I first noticed about you when I saw you on the debate stage for the Libertarian candidate debate. Was I noticed you were so young, and I was like, that's such a shame.
Yeah, because they're never because they're never going to do it. They're never going to elect somebody who's that young. So it's just.
But I connect more with young people because I am a young voter.
Of course
myself.
we do. But the thing is that Vivek, he does speak to young people, but he's very libertarian in his talking points. His talking points there, like to a large extent, I think are extremely libertarian, and that's, I mean, Vivek is where we're at. So, listen, I think we talked to Cliff Maloney the other day. He said, listen, I don't care if Vivek is like a perfect candidate. He's got some shady stuff in his past, like all these candidates do.
I actually looked up the George Soros thing.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. So basically, Vivek took money, or he got a scholarship from a Soros foundation. It was not from George Soros. It was from his brother. So it's his brother's foundation. And basically, this was a scholarship so that Vivek could go to law school. And he was like 24 years old at the time. And so it's like, you would be stupid not to take scholarship money. And they're cutting Vivek down because they're like, oh, he was already a millionaire. He had like $2 million already when he was going to law school. He could have totally paid his way. You know what? I love a good bargain. And I think I would accept money.
Jew.
It's not from George Soros. It's from George Soros' brother.
Right, but
whole family, I
it's
guess,
still a
is
little
just
shady.
messed up.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're looking for reasons to attack him. He's on the World Economic Forum, like young leader list and stuff like that, which freaks people out because of the COVID tyranny from that institution. Some people are really freaked out about that. So, and a lot of people think that he's there just to try and take out Donald Trump. Or excuse me, to take out Ron DeSantis, right? So that to be a stalking horse for DeSantis to, try and get Trump in there, and he may be. If so, he's doing a damn good job at it.
He's
and
like Trump's cheerleader, and I could see him as a VP candidate. Possibly.
I don't know that he's ready to be VP, but I would say that he probably would make a good cabinet appointment, or at least some kind of appointment in the administration, maybe chief of staff, or perhaps the communications director. Get out there in front. I could see him going and taking on the press.
He's a good speaker.
Communication speaker for the Trump administration. If Trump can win, that would be great. But at this point in time, like, I just don't think it's looking good right now. And honestly, we've got we've got a big uphill battle we got to fight. What did you want to say?
People are saying that he's too salesman-y, too businessy, but it's like, that's his job. He's a businessman.
Exactly.
And honestly, in order to be a good president, I think business skills help.
Yeah, I agree. So, all right. Well, we've got a guest coming up. It's going to be a very exciting show for you today. You don't want to miss it. David McGarry is coming up next from the Taxpayer Protection Alliance about a new online privacy bill supposed to protect kids. It's a little bit for the children, but you have a reason to be concerned about your privacy as an adult. We'll be back for more on the Wake Up America Show at wakeupamericashow.com.
And I approve this message. Believe me, Austin Peterson is the best. He's got the greatest Wake Up America show I've ever seen. Whenever I tune in the mornings and watch the live stream, let me tell you, he has got the absolute best content. I love his guests. It's just a total blast to watch, and I highly endorse and recommend the Wake Up America show. It's terrific, believe me.
Hello, my name is Kelvin. Welcome to Frenchy Bush. This is my Didi's website, and I've decided to speak to you with my real voice for the first time ever to tell you about how cool Frenchy Bush is. But I've decided that this is the perfect opportunity to share with you. Frenchy Bush is a good website. You should follow us on socials. If you like Frenchies or any kind of bulldogs, me and my new brother George are going to try to make your life more fun.
Hello, I'm George. My neck isn't really thick yet, but it will be. We are so glad you're here. Please ignore my floating eyeball. It helps me spot predators who might be approaching from the sides.
Didi made Frenchy Bullshit to review things that he uses on me and my brother to tell you if it's good or bullshit. Take this collar, for example. Didi really likes it. Didi said it's really handy because us Frenchies got thick necks. Need something really tough. People think Frenchies are little, but if you look at us from below, you can see we are really pretty buff. Beefcake, yes. Look at my creamy thighs and chest. Yes, you like that?
Big brother, please focus.
Frenchy Bullshit. Please follow us for more great content and read the Frenchy Bullshit blog for more fun and cool stuff.
I'm a public defender.
I am a public defender.
I'm proud to be a public defender.
80% of Americans accused of a crime will get appointed a public defender.
Everybody from a speeding ticket to capital murder.
For every dollar we spend on public defenders, we spend $3 on prosecutors.
Public defenders have to do pretty much everything on their own.
Social workers, counselors.
Investigating is another piece of it.
The average public defender holds 300 cases annually.
You never feel like there's enough time.
Public defenders have health issues all the time.
A lot of people give up and say, I can't do this work anymore.
Gideon's Promise trains, mentors, and supports public defenders.
There are a lot of people who say that they would not still be public defenders, but for Gideon's Promise.
It's fueled me to continue on in this fight.
Gideon's Promise has changed the face of public defense.
People see us as troublemakers.
Good trouble only.
We don't make it easy. It should not be easy to take away someone's liberty.
Tired of spending your hard-earned money on woke corporations that don't share your pro-freedom values? Fed up with sipping liberal lattes and progressive cappuccinos? Introducing Founding Flavors from AP for Liberty Shop. Get your day started with Washington's Revolutionary Roast. As robust and principled as the man himself, this blend is the shot of energy heard round the world. Or maybe you want to taste the fervor of freedom with Adams's Patriotic Perk. It's as dynamic and balanced as the U.S. Constitution, sure to awaken your spirit of liberty. For the aficionados, we've got the Jeffersonian Java, a complex mix of flavors that speaks volumes about your refined tastes. And don't forget Betsy's Liberty Lullaby, our decaf option, crafted with the same care and dedication Betsy Ross put into our Star-Spangled Banner. This blend lets you enjoy the taste of freedom anytime without losing sleep. No woke beans here, folks. Just pure, patriotic, pro-freedom flavors brewed with love for liberty. So why compromise compromise your principles for a cup of coffee. Stand up for your values, perk up your patriotism, and start your day the American way. Get your founding flavors at apforlibertyshop.com. Good morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com. Nice to see so many new names and faces. And it's Friday, so we're all in a good mood here. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's nice to see the show starting to grow, and we're happy to make friends here. If you haven't commented yet, make sure that you do so. Introduce yourself. We keep a pretty tight-knit group of friends here on the Wake Up America show. It's Friday, which means it's Freedom Family Friday. So my lovely Stephanie P. for Liberty is joining us in studio here with us. Hey, Stephanie, say hello to everybody.
Good morning.
And of course, keeping our string of fantastic guests, we've got someone coming in here to join us in just a moment. A new online privacy bill that's aimed at protecting the children. Aren't all the bills about protecting the children? Might actually be a threat to your civil liberties. Joining us now to discuss from the Taxpayers Protection Alliance is David McGarry, making his first time on the show. Good morning, David. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
We appreciate you, David. So tell us a little bit about this online privacy bill, what it's aimed at doing and what it might actually end up doing.
Yeah, so online privacy has become a little bit of a cause du jour in Congress these days. And the bill that you were referring to is called the Kids Online Safety Act. And the most concerning provision in this bill, as far as I'm concerned, is one that would essentially establish a duty of care on platforms to mitigate all sorts of harms to children. And this goes from everything from mental illness to other psychological harms. And basically the bottom line is there's absolutely no way to effectively mitigate these harms and avoid liability, which is a really important thing here, without cracking down on all sorts of legal speech and all sorts of protected speech. And while platforms do have a First Amendment right to moderate content, the government does not, and is in fact barred by the First Amendment from forcing platforms to do that.
So what are the concerns that Congress is listing as the reason for this bill? What are kids actually being exposed to online that parents might have an actual legitimate concern of?
Sure. So there's as I said, there's a very wide-ranging set of concerns. We've seen some reporting that kids have been able to get themselves into some very nasty content, either around mental health things, around fitness, ranging into eating disorders. We've seen some concerns about kids being able to find content related to sex and drugs, and rock and roll as well. But I think that these problems are unquestionably solved best by parents. And parents actually have a lot of tools these days, and their toolkit is actually ever growing as technology companies respond to this demand for more protections for kids. But instead, what Congress is proposing to do is insert the government into this process in a way that, as you said, threatens civil liberties for not only kids, but Americans of all ages.
Steffi, kids having access to some of this content online, is definitely impacting them negatively, wouldn't you say?
I mean, so the government, again, is trying to parent the parents.
Right.
When parents really should be parenting their children on their own. So, I mean, is this really just kind of like a child safety lock that the government is trying to do? Like when they go on a platform, let's say the kid is on YouTube, are they supposed to fill out some form saying that they're under 18? It's like, how do we know when a kid is on these platforms?
Exactly. How would they implement something like this?
Well, that's the part B of the First Amendment violation. The only effective way to verify someone's age is, well, to do just that, to verify their age. And that usually requires the user to submit various kinds of either biometric data or also government identification. So that could look like uploading a copy of government ID or something. And the real problem with mandated age verification is that it cannot be done only for children online, right? Because you don't know how old the user or the prospective user is until you verify their age. So therefore, any kind of mandated age verification is going to require users of all ages, both a child and adult, to essentially hand over not only their anonymity, but incredibly sensitive personal data to all sorts of platforms and just websites, depending on which proposal we're talking about.
Appreciate that. If you're just tuning into the Wake Up America show, good morning. I'm Austin Peterson. Glad to have you here. Make sure that you click that like button. Help us spread the message of economic freedom and personal liberty and fight back against big tech censorship. Small shows like these get crushed all the time because not only does the mainstream media fear us, but big tech doesn't like what we say here on these kinds of platforms. And since we are libertarians and libertarian Republicans here, we are definitely in their sights. And we don't always have the resources to fight back. So we need your help, and you can help us for free. Again, click like. And if you enjoy the content that you're watching, subscribe to the channel. Every Monday through Friday, the Wake Up America show is brought to you live, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. And since it's Friday, we have a special day where my lovely wife, Stephanie Peterson, is joining us. She is a social worker and a licensed social worker and a therapist. And me, I'm just, well, a raggedy old former musical theater major. Not much in my career in my past. David McGarry, though, he's got an exciting career as a policy analyst at the Taxpayers Protection Alliance, and he's joining us right now to talk about a new online privacy bill that's aimed at protecting children, but which could end up violating all of our First Amendment rights. So does the bill have any chance of passing, David? Is there any popular movement against it? What needs to be done for more people to learn about what this bill is about, and what's the next steps, would you say?
Yeah, so this bill has actually been introduced in previous Congresses, or I should say the previous Congress. I think it is becoming more and more popular with senators and representatives pretty continuously. So I think that something that gets underrated in these conversations is that both voters and Congress people oftentimes look at the online world is something that's accessory to or a bonus to the real world, when, as I think most of us know as just going through our daily lives, being online is just a part of quote unquote real life. And introducing all sorts of burdensome regulations that can stifle innovation, stifle markets, stifle speech online is really no different in principle from doing those exact same things to the meat space. And actually, just something I thought of.
Did you say meat space, David?
I did.
Okay, well, you can't just say something that's
meat space
meaning that real life, or because we're all meat.
Oh,
you can't just say a funny line like that, David, and then just expect to move on and not have at least let us push the laugh track button there. Meat space.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
David, in your piece, you write that the duty of care would arm anti-free speech crusaders at the FTC. Some observers have even lately suggested online platforms ought to bear liability for gun violence, terrorist activity, and children's mental health issues. Can you speak to that?
Certainly. So the bill would arm states' attorneys general and the FTC with the power to go after non-compliant platforms, meaning platforms that are allowing speech that they think is harmful to children. So in practice, this means that someone like Letitia James in New York could decide that some sort of pro-Second Amendment or pro-gun speech or just generally right-wing speech contributes to gun violence, and then seek or take a legal action against platforms that do not censor that information.
Right. It's like, who can say what's appropriate for kids and what's not? Because I know some parents think, for example, like, oh, you can bring your kids to drag queen bingo, right? So it's like, should kids be able to watch drag queen stuff online? Some parents say yes, some parents say no. So it's who's making the rules?
Right, like there's big government proponents, I'm sure, on both sides of the whenever bipartisanism comes down, it's always like we're going to get screwed. So Republicans could say, oh, well, we're going to prevent the kids from seeing the drag kids online, and the Democrats are going to say, oh, we're going to prevent them from watching the AK gun guy's latest, gun fails video.
The initial intentions are we're trying to protect kids, which is a nice premise. But it's like, how to go about that? Is it even possible?
I'm not sure. David, is there anything else about this that you think people ought to know?
I'll say that I know a lot of folks on the right these days are very upset at big tech, and with a lot of good reason. However, I think that the urge to take that frustration and to channel it into regulation is misplaced, because what we really want is the freest, most competitive market that will promote innovation and promote alternatives to the products that we find lacking. And the more that you slap on regulation, the more that you artificially create liability, the more that you're going to create a regulatory environment in which only the established, massive, currently incumbent big tech platforms will have the excess resources to navigate.
Cannot disagree with you there. David, anything else that you'd like to share with our listeners before we let you go? Any plugs? Let us know your socials.
Follow me on Twitter at David B. McGarry. You can find all of my writing and some of my other random thoughts there as well.
There we go, David B. McGarry. Thank you very much for joining us on Friday and for letting us know about this bill. Keep us updated on that, will you, David?
I will do it, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. What did you think of David McGarry? I think he did a good job there.
This is a really interesting topic because it's not something that just happened recently in terms of child safety online. I mean, back when I was a young kid online, like I used to use AOL, as a little girl, and it's just like there were barely any safety precautions back then. Like you could have it was like a child account that you could have. So it's like it was the parent's responsibility to put you on that child account when you were on AOL.
Grover Bentley over on YouTube says that the biggest fight I've had so far with parents in my district is the fact that they actually have to parent and not let the state parent their kids. Yeah, I'm sure that is a problem.
I feel like parents are starting to get used to not having to parent and having someone else make decisions for them.
Oh, dude, that's so much of what big government has become. It's just parents who want to absolve themselves of responsibility and put more and more of the burden, socialize the burden, which, that's Hillary Clinton's It Takes a Village right there.
It's because, parents, they feel guilty when their kid grows up and becomes a bad person. So maybe now the parent can be like, I blame the government.
It's the schools, right? It's and you know what? They have an excuse. They're not, they're not off the mark that much when they say things like that because the public schools, the public education does screw them up. So, boy, we're at 692 followers over on Rumble, which is pretty cool. We're getting ready to cross the 700 line.
Yeah.
It was just the other day when we had 666, remember?
I do.
The evil laugh.
The beast?
The mock of the beast, yes. So if you haven't subscribed to us on Rumble yet, help us get to 700. We appreciate that very much. It'll be exciting when we cross 1,000, but we've got another milestone coming up.
The anniversary of the show.
1 year anniversary of the show. We're really excited about that.
Over Labor Day.
Yep. So we will take Labor Day off, but then we'll come back and then we'll have like our special 1 year anniversary show.
I took that time off, so I can be here.
Yeah, that'll be great. So a special 1 year anniversary show of the Wake Up America show. And, it's been a challenging year. It's a struggle because remember when we first started the show a year ago and it was like we had like 20, 30 people watching?
Yeah, and we had a lot of internet issues.
A lot of internet issues. Remember the internet would stutter all the time and it was we were always having problems and screens. It was really dark and audio was even worse than it is now. Even though we are getting better, but
it's like you look at it so differently. You're like, this looks really good. But then when you see it now, you're like, oh.
Yeah, we stepped in. Now we're in like a legit studio, which we, of course, have to say thank you and courtesy to Scott Fawn. We appreciate Scott Fawn and give him an applause. Click like a big ups for Scott Fawn.
This is a very nice studio that he has.
For sure.
With.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a quick little commercial break here, but we're going to do it live. F it, we'll do it live, said Bill O'Reilly.
A live commercial.
I forgot to go grab the bags of Founding Flavors coffee. So, Steffi, why don't you talk about it while I grab the bags?
Okay. Have you all heard of Founding Flavors coffee yet? Well, if you haven't, let me tell you about it. So it is a Founding Fathers themed coffee line. And we have decaf, we have light roast, medium roast, dark roast. Ooh, the bags are coming. Here they are. All right, so we have Washington's Revolutionary Roast. If Washington is your guy, this is a medium roast. And then my favorite, because caffeine just makes me crazy, is Betsy's Liberty Lullaby. She's decaf. I heard people saying the other day that her picture was super cute and they wish that they liked decaf just so they could have her. But this is good for a bedtime drink. If you don't want to have that caffeine rush, then you can drink
what I like to have like if it's sometimes on like a special occasion, I'll have like a key lime pie, right? And then I want coffee with key lime pie because it tastes really good. So what I will do is I'll have key lime pie with a decaf coffee. But that's really the only time that I drink decaf, but I usually like caffeinated. But my favorite of the Founding Flavors coffees, this is our exclusive brand. Jeffersonian Java is the light roast. It's the most highly caffeinated, but my favorite flavor is Franklin's Electric Elixir. And that's a good medium roast. So if you haven't tried it yet, electrify your senses with Franklin's Electric Elixir, a medium roast embodying the spark of freedom with its rich hazelnut and caramel notes, a haven of warmth in winter's cold. Yes.
Favorite part was actually designing the labels.
Yeah, it's
Super
fun. And we've got some new ones
Yeah.
coming, actually. We've got some new brands coming. Today, the one I'm taste testing is pretty darn good. I'm probably going to add it to the lineup as well. So,
Like 2 or 3.
yes, Jeffersonian Java. Yes, Joni Rankin says, Steffi is so darn cute, AP. You're a lucky man. Yes, I know. Thank you for that, Joni. Nice to see you this morning, by the way. So, all right. So get yourself some Jeffersonian Java or some Adam's Patriotic Perk. Adam's Patriotic Perk, Liberty Lullaby. And we've got what else? What else? Jeffersonian Java and Franklin's Electric Elixir. Oh, and of course, George Washington's Revolutionary Roast. Collect them all. Yes, that'd be a great gift too. A nice gift bag for somebody. Go and buy all of them. If you are going to buy more than one bag, just so you know, if you are going to buy more than one bag, the bundles page on the website is the best way to go because you'll save money if you use the bundles. You use the bundling on there. So,
and you can do subscriptions.
Yes. Exactly. So you can get it like once or we've got a couple of subscribers and there's the Donald Trump mug live. Hold on 1 second. Mug Thug. Let me see. Oh yeah. So get
the mug.
Yeah, you might want to get Thug Life.
Yeah, someone bought the mug this morning.
Yeah, one of our buddies bought the Thug Life coffee mug. So you can get the coffee mug, you can get some Founding Flavors coffee and drink the Donald Trump mug. Imagine taking that to work with you and having it and drinking out of that in front of your colleagues and stuff like that. If you've got an anti-Trumper colleague or something like that, and you've got the
my goodness,
the Donald Trump mugshot mug, I think that would be hilarious. So
certainly start conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the thing I like about our products is they're for pro-Trump people and also anti-Trump people. Like the toilet brush, the mug. It's like if you love him, then you can sport it and be like, yay, Donald Trump, isn't he such a boss?
Well, like Nelson65, he buys the Trump toilet brushes and gives them to friends who love Trump and to friends who hate Trump. Because either way, this is such a great gift for anybody because if you love Trump, cool, great. We've got a funny Donald Trump toilet brush. If you hate Trump, you can use them to clean your toilet.
Exactly. Drain the swamp.
Yeah. So we've got the Trump mugshots shirt and we've got all that. Check it out over at ap4libertyshop.com. All right. It's time for us to move on. I want to react, Stephanie, to how the average people reacted last night from the debate, 2 days ago, from the first Republican debate, some of the voter takeaways. Let's take a listen.
You sent us a few notes beforehand. I just want to get from you your overall takeaway.
My overall take, I think everybody on that stage did a great job. Okay. Governor Burgum did a phenomenal job. I really liked how he illustrated and focused on policy regarding foreign policy with China, Russia. Christie even came across really good, except when he started going back to these schoolyard bully antics. Not a fan of that. Mike Pence, again, phenomenal statesman. But at the end of the day, I looked at two people. I was still more leaning toward Ramaswamy. I like what he had to say. But DeSantis, really, when you looked at what he had to do last night, DeSantis didn't have to win. He just needed to survive the debate. But he came across as charismatic. He came across as strong character, projected strength and confidence. And to me, that was a big takeaway.
See, we still got 11 months before. Because I feel like if DeSantis can win, then he should probably team up with Ramaswamy in some way, right? That they don't like. I know that DeSantis people feel like Ramaswamy is like taking some of his thunder, and maybe he is. But we're all on the same team, like we're all on the same side here. I know you're a libertarian, Stephanie, so you're on the third party team. But what are you gonna do? Go vote for Chase Oliver?
Yeah, I mean, I like Joshua Smith.
Yeah, Josh.
He's good.
That's true. He's our buddy.
I'll say, if Ramaswamy made it, I think I'd be very tempted to vote for him. I mean, I was going to vote for Ron Paul when he ran as a Republican. So I would vote for a Liberty candidate that runs as a Republican. I wanted you to win when you ran as a Republican. I wanted Justin Amash to win when he ran as a Republican for office. So it's not just it has to be a libertarian. They just have to be libertarian-minded enough for me.
Okay. Well, listen, DeSantis has got some issues. He's definitely not a libertarian, right? He's got some problems when it comes to the war on drugs. We have some challenges when it comes to questions of economics and free speech. But I think that he is I think he's good enough. I think he is, on paper, he's the best candidate in the race, in my opinion. But the question is, can he beat Donald Trump? And that's really the big question. And this voter here, when he says Ramaswamy and DeSantis, I think that's probably where the Republicans are to a certain extent. If they're not if they're not Trump voters already, then I feel like people are looking and saying, Vivek did fantastic. He's saying what I want to hear. But DeSantis held his own, which I agree with.
For the primary vote, that's a lifetime.
Yeah. He had a pretty good line about the paintings at the beginning of the night.
Yeah.
I think that was prepared. Okay, Dana and I are going to play moderators for you guys. We'll be Brett and Martha for a moment. So we've got a question. Show of hands. Go ahead, Ms. Perino.
Well, I think, was there anybody on this stage that last night that you think can catch President Trump's lead?
All right, in the back.
Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Ron DeSantis still. I think he's leading in the polls. I just think he's the only one with the experience and like the recent like exposure that he's gotten over like COVID and like the last couple of years. So I think he's really the only one. He's just got the experience.
He's a 21 years old student.
I noticed that. He looks way older than 21.
He does.
And
like
really,
40.
I think he's got similar Trump-isms, I think people would describe him as. Like, the way that he acts, and so I think a lot of people.
I don't think so either.
He does not act like Trump in any way, shape,
He's
or
not
form.
a dumb college kid, but he's not a smart college kid.
He's
just
at least slightly more informed than most.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
He would probably, if you did a man on the street quiz of like, who was the first American president, he'd be able to answer it. But somebody posted this yesterday. This is Fani Willis, Kamala Harris, Joy Reid, and Stacey Abrams all blaming each other for President Trump's mugshot, making him even more popular. So there's Joy Reid.
Oh my gosh.
There's Kamala Harris. And they're fighting because they're all mad at each other for Donald Trump's mugshot actually made him more popular.
Oh my god.
So here we go. There's Fani Willis. That's the Georgia prosecutor right there.
Oh, her butt was showing. Oh my goodness.
Right there.
Her bobs and vagine. Jeez, we've got the bobs and vagine coming up
Be
here.
careful there, Austin. They're going to pull that stream.
Oh boy.
They're going to pull that stream.
Yeah, I mean, bad publicity is still good publicity, as I learned from you.
Yes, for sure. So we've got a great show left to go. Steffi and I, we've got some more topics that we're going to hit on, but let's continue here our reaction from the debate.
From the 21-year-old boy.
The 21-year-old boy. This is your clip, Stephanie, you shared with us. I know. Hold on. Let's continue.
People would think about voting for him over Trump.
Okay. Now, do you guys agree with that, or is there someone else who you believe fits that question?
No, I agree. Like I said yesterday, I think he had to present himself as a viable alternative to Donald Trump, and I think he was able to do that. I think he showed, what he's done in Florida, he can replicate for the country.
The gays are getting to be more accepted in the Republican Party.
I think he shows that he's elected.
And he definitely smokes cigarettes.
Yeah, there's something going on with his throat.
That's cigarettes. That vibrato is not natural.
Well, and again, I think that has to be the most important thing as a Republican voter that we're concerned about.
Tastes like cigarettes.
Is that we nominate a candidate that can beat the Democrats.
Got it. Understood. Denise, you get the last word for this great group of nine.
DeSantis again, he gave me, I'm all about action plans. That's what I said yesterday. And he presented action plans on how he would solve some issues. And he has already done some.
Yeah, he can execute on plans.
Yes, exactly.
Let me just ask you this. Do you think if Ron DeSantis, just the last person that we were talking about, can Ron DeSantis win in Wisconsin in 2024?
Yes.
I believe he can.
Yes.
It's a coin toss.
Yes.
It's a coin toss. I don't think
really close state. Really close.
To win it, win by
It's a coin toss.
Yeah.
Listen, you've all been great. Thank you for your time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Except for the oldest 21-year-old in American history.
Where do they find these people?
I don't know.
Or select these people. They're like, oh, this is representative of our population.
I'm not sure.
Really?
I'm not sure. I love this Babylon Bee article yesterday from the Trump mugshot. Trump pays $12 extra to get the cool laser background mugshot.
Doing a mugshot. I mean, would you smile?
That's the thing, is that everybody was wondering what he was going to do. Jenna Ellis, when she had her mugshot, she actually smiled. Jenna Ellis was, I think, worked for him as one of his lawyers. So Jenna Ellis, she smiled at her mugshot. I think people were kind of hoping that he would smile in his mugshot, but yeah, that's for sure.
I think it's put smile in mine because that's just how I'm known.
Yeah, I mean, I would smile on my mugshot. Sometimes they make you like not smile for your mugshot because they say like it's harder to recognize you. So if you're doing like facial recognition and stuff like that, they
Like in your
won't.
passport.
Yeah,
you
they
can't
won't.
do that.
Yeah, they won't let. Yeah, for your passport or for your driver's license and things like that. But I guess for your mugshot, it's whatever. So let's take a listen to Donald Trump after he got his mugshot taken at the court in Georgia. Take a listen.
Looking pretty slender there.
Yeah, 215. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really believe this is a very sad day for America. This should never happen. If you challenge an election, you should be able to challenge an election. I thought the election was a rigged election, a stolen election, and I should have every right to do that. As you know, you have many people that you've been watching over the years do the same thing, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Stacey Abrams or many others. When you have that great freedom to challenge, you have to be able to, otherwise you could have very dishonest elections. What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. And everybody knows it. I've never had such support. And that goes with the other ones, too. What they're doing is election interference. They're trying to interfere with an election. There's never been anything like it in our country before. This is their way of campaigning. And this is one instance, but you have three other instances. It's election interference.
Yeah.
Election interference.
It is. Look at
Yeah.
the timing.
No, for sure. They're doing this in order to interfere with the election. It's no joke. You know, we've been gushing over Vivek. Let's let him finish his clip.
President Trump, I believe, was the best president of the 21st century. It's a fact. And Chris Christie, honestly,
The 21st century. So wait, what counts in the 21st century? George W. Bush, Barack Obama.
Yeah, just anybody from 2000 on.
Okay, so
Yeah.
George W. Bush and Barack Obama
Joe Biden.
and Joe Biden. Yeah, so kind of a low bar there, but no.
your claim that Donald Trump is motivated by vengeance and grievance would be a lot more credible if your entire campaign were not based on vengeance and grievance against one man. And if people
He's got a good point there. Because Christie is running basically to attack Trump, essentially.
Such bully.
He is. Listen, he wasn't the worst governor in New Jersey's history, but he wasn't the best either.
people blindly bashing Donald Trump without an iota of vision for this country, they could just change the channel to MSNBC right now. We're skating on thin ice, and we cannot set a precedent where the party in
Fox
power
News was
uses
probably like,
police force
Don't
to
do that.
indict its political opponents. It is wrong. We have to end the weaponization of justice in this country. Well, Mike, why don't you say this? Join me in making a commitment that on day one you would pardon Donald Trump. I'm the only candidate on the stage who had the courage to actually say it. That is how we move our nation forward
I don't know
and
why
turn the
you
page
assume that
forward. That's
Donald
exactly
Trump
right.
will be convicted of these crimes.
You should be able to make a commitment. The same justice system that was this
Vivek,
corrupt.
here's the difference between you and me.
Yeah.
Mr. Ramos,
Yeah, they cut it off because this is the pro Vivek video, but they cut it off. But Mike Pence did have a good point because he said, "This is the difference between you and me. I've actually sat in an executive chair and made these decisions."
I remember.
And Pence did kind of school him and say, "Listen, you have to be convicted before you are pardoned, and then show some that you're contrite." So
he's like, looky here, kid.
yeah. James Collins on the live stream. Good morning. Hey, James, how you doing, brother? He says, "I love Vivek's oratory." Me too, brother.
Yes,
we
he
like
is
him.
such a good speaker.
Yeah,
Very
we like him, and he's saying the right
confident.
stuff. He's saying what we want to hear. We like this Donald Trump mugshot here. When you get home and see that they didn't give you any extra sauce. Honestly, this is making me hungry for some McDonald's.
It's like when we got pizza the other day, they forgot to give us Parmesan and the pepper flakes.
Dude, I love me some pepper flakes.
Just like Donald Trump.
I know. We were upset about. I needed some pepper flakes. All right, let's let Vivek continue his reign of
An
terror.
increase of funding to Ukraine.
I would not. And I think that this is disastrous.
Now that's the key point right there, that he would not increase funding to Ukraine. Now that's what you and I want to hear, Stephanie, as libertarians.
So that's a non-interventionist type of policy.
He was the only one who said that clearly, right? So I've got the clip that's got a little better audio on that of him doing this, where he kind of gets in the exchange and DeSantis makes his point as well.
The
Hold on,
administration is now asking Congress
there it is.
for $24 billion more. Regardless of that, the specifics of that plan, is there anyone on stage who would not support the increase of more funding to Ukraine?
We would not support it.
Now, look at this. Okay, so watch their hands. Go watch where they look and watch how their hands operate.
Support the increase of more funding to Ukraine.
We would.
Look, there. Vivek's hand shoots up. Okay, and then DeSantis is after him.
To Ukraine.
Vivek, boom. DeSantis gives a little hand. Yeah, it's very tentative. But look at the rest of them. Look at the rest of them. Neocon Nikki.
Yeah.
Right. Tim Scott. Mike Pence, Christie, and then two people who we have no idea who they are.
Man who's holding the podium so he doesn't fall.
Yes. Vivek puts his hand up there. That's what we want to see. That's called leadership.
Yeah.
Not to Governor DeSantis?
I will have Europe pull their weight. Right now, they're not doing that.
Would not support
and I think we need to do. And I think our support
Watch
should
Vivek.
be
Watch Vivek.
on them doing it. And I would have support in China to be able to take.
It's like, oh, which way's the wind blowing? Which way's the wind blowing?
China and do what we need to do with China.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you would not support an increase of funding to Ukraine.
I would not. And I think that this is disastrous.
Thank you.
That we are protecting against an
We're not the
invasion
first,
across somebody
bitches.
else's border when we should use those same military resources to prevent across the invasion of our own southern border here in the United States of America. We are driving Russia further into
China's not for building a wall.
The
He
Russia-China
is, you know.
alliance is the single greatest threat we face. And I find it offensive that we have professional politicians on the stage that will make a pilgrimage to Kyiv, to their Pope, Zelensky, without doing the same thing for people in Maui or the south side of Chicago.
Bro, that is so damn good. So he called Zelensky the Pope of some of these people. Now, I saw that Eric Erickson, he was actually one of my endorsers for my presidential campaign and I think my Senate campaign as well. Eric Erickson said that a lot of Catholics were offended by Vivek's comments comparing the Pope to Zelensky. But let's be honest here, Catholics. Your Pope is garbage. He's a garbage Pope, right? If you're a good Catholic, then you know you have a garbage Pope. Okay, we're not talking about Pope John Paul II. We're talking about probably the worst Pope, the most communist Pope in all of the Vatican's history.
I don't know much about this guy.
There have been Nazi popes and there have been communist popes, and Pope Francis is as damn close as you get. And I know that, like, whenever they make excuses for him, they're like, he's a Jesuit, he's a Jesuit, he's a Jesuit. And I know that you're a Jew, Stephanie, so you don't know a lot about this current Pope.
Right.
But in the 1980s, the Catholic Church had an awesome Pope. Pope John Paul II was.
I remember that.
He
guy.
was very anti-communist, right? He was very pro-freedom. He was like pro Reagan and Thatcher.
Yeah.
And the current Pope is Pope Francis is just dog turd, terrible. So I'm sorry if you're Catholic, but you should know better than to be offended by comparing Zelensky to the Pope. Like, Zelensky should be offended by being compared to the current Pope. He's garbage. He's a garbage Pope. Woke Pope, says John Rail. Exactly. So, all right. Well,
can they choose? Is there like a voting?
Yeah, but it's like cardinals. It's not like the average people choose that kind of stuff anyway. So yes, garbage Pope. Anyways, we've got to talk about our sponsor, Lear Capital, who helps make the Wake Up America show happen. They've been our sponsor now for several months. Without Lear Capital, there is no Wake Up America show. We've been talking to our mother-in-law about making investments in gold. She's considering it. It's a great way to hedge against inflation. It's a great way to ensure that you have financial freedom and security into the future. And we highly endorse and recommend Lear Capital for all of your gold and silver needs. Whether you're looking at investing into gold or silver coins directly and having shipped right to you. And the great thing with Lear Capital is that you can sell them back to them at any time. But they've also got a really nice promo going on right now where you've got like an account credit. Is that what's going on, Stephanie? Yeah.
They emailed me the other day, and the account credit is higher now. It was like $600 something that they emailed me. Maybe it's a special rate for me.
You want to call them today then?
Yeah.
So call them and ask about it. What is the account credit that you can get?
Yeah, they just emailed me literally like yesterday about this special rate that you get.
That's pretty damn good.
Very exciting.
Yes, that's pretty damn good. So today's the day to give them a call. 1-800-885-2175. Whenever you make an investment into your own financial future, you're also donating to the Wake Up America show because they help to make the show happen. So consider your securing your financial future and supporting the Wake Up America show by going to learaustin.com. You can get more information for free when you visit the website. They'll send you a gold and silver information pack. And Steffi, they aren't going to spam you, right?
Oh, they just do an informational call. They tell you what they're all about and ask you what you're looking for in particular. So it's very innocent. They're not pushy at all. And You know, the thing about gold why is gold good. Now, when you have money, I mean, it's not good to put it all in one basket. So it's like if you're putting all your money in the stock market, that's kind of scary. So it's good to diversify. And so gold is very safe. You're always going to be able to go to bed at night knowing that it's still going to be there.
Yeah, for sure. So if you're interested in buying gold or silver, buy it from us and our friends, the precious metals leader at Lear Capital, LearAustin.com. We're going to go we are the P for Liberty family. So we're going to go take a P for Liberty break. We're going to go P for Liberty. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. Don't you dare go away on the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com. I'll be right back.
BRB.
BRB.
Force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors.
Mao ordered his citizens to throw off the four olds: old thinking, old culture, old customs, and old habits. So your whole life went in the garbage overnight, no biggie. And those who resisted were attacked by an army of purifiers called the Red Guard, who went around the country putting dunce caps on people. Yeah, who didn't take to being a new kind of mortal being.
If you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted.
Well, things haven't been so sweet for Ben & Jerry's after the company posted an anti-American tweet, a few of them, on the 4th of July. The ice cream makers declared the United States was founded on stolen indigenous land.
Well, someone should tell Target that, because they're now selling swimsuits with tuckums in the women's section of the store. And they even have a line just for kids.
Yeah, we're going to reach out to Ben & Jerry's and ask them how they can live with themselves as they operate a multi-billion-dollar company on stolen land while declaring other people give up their so-called stolen land.
This is the child section. This is literally the kids section. I'm next to a literal onesie that says whatever the hell that means. We have "Glad You Came Out" and "I'm so happy that you're queer" in the kids section. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, but pride and toddler don't belong in the same sentence.
Good news! Starbucks will offer its workers reimbursement of travel expenses related to accessing abortion and gender-affirming procedures.
Kyle Rittenhouse was seen wearing a Black Rifle Coffee Company shirt, and they wanted to distance themselves from that individual. Key employees at the company also were donating to Democrats. Hafer doubled down on throwing many in his base under the bus, describing them as racist and a repugnant group of people.
Want an engaging website to boost your business? You're just a click away from 5-star Fiverr talent. Hundreds of freelancer skills like web design. Head to Fiverr.com today and get something started.
American conservatism is distinct, like America is distinct from the United Kingdom. American conservatism's roots comes out of the Wild West, out of pioneerism. The difference between American conservatives and European conservatives is that Americans are cowboys. We are that God, guns, gold, and girls. It's wild here, and we should stay that way. We shouldn't allow a European version of conservatism to come and infect us here. We like it wide open spaces here, you know, deep in the heart of Texas and all that.
Hey there, it's your favorite Vice President Joe Biden. I wanted to talk to you today about the Wake Up America show, the best source for all your political news and commentary. But before I get started, let me just make sure I have all my notes in order. Okay, where was I? All right, the Wake Up America show. It's a great way to stay informed and make your voice heard. Boy, what was I saying again? Oh, right. The Wake Up America show. It's important that we all stay engaged and knowledgeable about what's going on in our country and, the thing. But hold on, where was I going with all this? Oh, yeah. The Wake Up America show. It's a fantastic resource. And if you really want to make a difference, man, you can sign up to be a monthly donor at wakeupAmericaShow.com/support. Now, where was I? Oh, that's right, the Wake Up America show. So if you want to stay woke and support a great cause, head on over to wakeupAmericaShow.com/support and sign up to be a monthly donor today. And if you're feeling generous, you can even give a donation in my name. Thanks for listening, and keep on keeping on, America. Come on, man.
Good morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com. We're glad to have you here. It's Freedom Family Friday. You know what that means? The lovely Steffi P for Liberty joining us. Hey, Steph.
Hello.
Glad to have you here.
Good to be here.
Beautiful day.
It's my favorite day of the week.
You know what I thought we should do is
What?
be kind of fun, but before we change topics away from politics, which we typically do in the 8 o'clock hour, can we just go through Vivek Ramaswamy's Twitter feed?
Yeah.
You gonna just go through his feed? We're
Yeah.
kind of crushing on Vivek.
I know.
Oh,
Can I tell you that I love
Go ahead.
Indian people? But do you want to say your thing
No, go ahead.
first?
Go.
Okay. I love Indian people. Okay, back when I was in elementary school, all of my friend group was Indian. So like the Indian people are my people, okay? They're so smart. They have the best values, so responsible, have wonderful manners. So it's like, you know that Vivek has been raised right. He comes from an Indian immigrant family.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy, I mean, he knows what good school is. He likes education.
Dude, he was right on the money with the school choice the other
Yeah.
day. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a good answer that he gave.
So like, and the teachers unions.
Oh, I know. So good. So good. Oh, and by the way, so I didn't know this, but I'm seeing it on his Facebook page. I can't pull this up for some reason, but he says how to pronounce his name.
Vivek?
It's Vivek.
Oh, Vivek.
Like, he says it's Vivek like cake.
Vivek.
Vivek like cake. I wonder if he's got cake. We don't know.
Vivek's in my class, and I used to call them Vivek.
We all
They
know.
printed
We
it.
all know that I've got cake.
Oh,
You know what that means, right?
I like to eat your cake.
Oh God, Stephanie. Okay. That means ass.
Oh. So you're talking about like cake at our. We do have some good cakes.
How do you like to eat my cake, huh, Stephanie? I think you didn't know what you were getting in for with that. Yeah, no. Cake means that you got a lot of ass.
Oh my God. Okay. Really funny joke, but this is really inappropriate.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, when I was a younger kid, I used to hear the term BJ, okay? And I was like, what is a BJ? And so I was like, oh, because I heard that Britney Spears was connected with BJ. So I was like, oh, she had a boob job. That's a BJ. So BJ is a boob job. Yeah. I live under a rock. I don't know. This is scary.
You gotta understand that, like, my wife is completely innocent, and like she lived in a box her entire life until like we started dating. So it's just what it is. Okay.
Kind of like what's her name? Ellie
Ellie Kemper from
that show where she was in the Amish world.
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Unbreakable.
Like that girl.
Yes, you are.
I'm just discovering the world.
You are very much like, yes. That's funny too, because I always had a crush on her from that show, but I always liked redheads, and so I feel like I married the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. So yes. I won. All right, let's go to Vivek's Twitter feed just because it's so much fun. I love this picture so freaking much. Did you see this? Did you see me post this yesterday on my Instagram account? This is Vivek.
Vivek.
Like cake.
We're going to call him by
cake.
the right name now.
Yes, this is Vivek like cake.
Yes.
And you can see, look at Nikki Haley's face. Neocon Nikki. She's not happy about getting upstaged by this little Vimis. I will say he's libertarian leaning. I'll call him a true conservative, but I would say Vivek is libertarian leaning. But I love it. He's all happy and he's like, giving the Nixon, V for victory signs and stuff. But then you got Neocon Nikki, and she is not happy. I'm laughing because I think that is so hilarious. All right, let's scroll up on his feed. Let's see what Vivek was. He retweeted RC Maxwell. Oh, RC is a buddy of mine. In terms of like the question of privilege in the United States. Let's hear what he says.
To the education question, how would you deal with the crisis?
So look, we have a crisis of achievement. Let's shut down the head of the snake, the Department of Education. Take that $80 billion, put it in the hands of parents across this country.
God bless it.
This is the civil rights issue of our time. Allow any parent to choose where they send their kids to school. End the teachers' unions at the local level to allow public schools to compete.
Yes.
Amen.
And then revive our national identity where every high school senior should have to pass the same civics test that, frankly, every immigrant, including my mother, had to pass in order to become a citizen of this country.
I tell you, immigrants know what's up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Part of education policy that also rests with the family. I didn't grow up in money, but the word privilege gets used a lot. Well, you know what? I did have the ultimate privilege of two parents in the house with a focus on educational achievement. And I want every kid to enjoy that. So part of the problem is we also have a federal government that pays single women more not to have a man in the house than to have a man in the house, contributing to an epidemic of fatherlessness. And I think that goes hand in glove.
He's nailing it right there. I know I said we get off politics, but this is good. Yeah, he's married.
Okay.
Yeah, he's married. He's got one.
An Indian wife?
I don't know. Yeah, if he has a child, they call it macchiato. Not an Indian wife. Apparently, Nikki Haley is Indian from what we're hearing there. So, yes.
I just skipped that the other day. I had no idea.
Wait a minute. Did you say native or did you say Indian?
She's Native American.
No, is she Native American? I thought she was like Indian.
It's Native American.
No. Dot, not feather. Dot, not feather.
Yeah, she does not look Indian to me, but
yeah. All right, let's hear from him on our foreign policy.
The same people who took us into the Iraq War, the same people who took us into the Vietnam War. You cannot start another no-win war. And I do not want to get to the point where we're sending our military resources abroad when we could be better using them here at home to protect our own borders, protect the home.
Love it. Give it up for Vivek like cake.
Yeah, I mean, that whole border thing, that's a sore spot for me.
It's a tough one.
How close should our borders be? I don't want a wall. I think a wall is a waste.
Yeah, it's a waste of taxpayer dollars. We do need border enforcement, but we also need to have a processing facility. We'll run riot over on the live stream on Rumble, which we've got 56 people watching us now live. Yes, huge audience over there. Nice. Make sure you click like and subscribe on the Rumble channel, guys. We appreciate that. I know Vivek says, yes, they're all an Indian family. LW78, who's one of our big supporters, said, yes, they are an all Indian family. So Vivek married an Indian wife. Will Run Riot says, I know Vivek says he isn't a VP kind of guy, but I'd love for him to accept the spot under Trump and then have Vivek in office 2028, 2036. Honestly,
absolutely.
I'd be good with that. For sure. Quantum Kitty, our friend Kelsharian, she says she immigrated when she was 4 years old. I watched an interview with her the other day. She's very well spoken. Swallowing disorder surgeon. Not sure what she's trying to say there.
She must be a surgeon for swallowing problems. His wife. She must be a doctor.
I have no idea. But she. All I know is that Nikki Haley is. To me, I would never want to have her anywhere near the presidency. It's my opinion. Solaris Lunaran says, I love Solaris Lunaran. Thank you.
Solar and lunar.
Yes, says I love Vivek. We gotta get back to that. Vivek like cake. Great
cake.
Yes, you want to eat Austin's cake. Great man. They're gonna go after him hard. Yes. Christopher Ferguson says maybe Vivek would also be good in the cabinet somewhere. Yep, I would like to see that, or as White House press secretary. That's a tough job, and we need somebody who can talk.
Did you say this is his first time in politics? I mean, like, he barely voted.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Oh, we got to say thank you to L Dubs. Thanks for the $20, brother.
Oh, $20.
That's a lot.
That is huge.
It helps us a lot, bro. We appreciate that very much. Helps us to spread the message of freedom, and we appreciate it very much. Don't forget, too, we've also got the Donald Trump Thug Life mugs.
We've been getting a lot of sales on that.
This morning, people have been buying the Thug Life T-shirts.
Oh, my goodness.
If you want to get that,
walking around town with that.
I know. Get the Donald Trump Thug Life T-shirt and the Donald Trump Thug Life mug with his actual mugshot on it. If you are interested. All right, we're continuing to scroll through Vivek's Twitter feed. Let's continue.
Coming up on this post-game show for last night's big debate, we're going to check in with our live panels. Live outside. Ainsley's outside right now, where it's a beautiful day.
Yeah,
I know,
these five wonderful individuals stayed up really late last night and came in really early to tell us who they liked last night. Beth, who'd you like and why? One word answer, please.
Nikki Haley, she was strong.
Okay. How about you, Sammy?
Can't say one word. Your name is 2 words. I think she just like one sentence, maybe.
Ukraine.
Okay. How about you?
Wait.
Came in really early to tell us who they liked last night. Beth, who'd you like and why? One word answer, please.
Nikki Haley, she was strong.
Okay. How about you, Sammy?
Vivek, Ukraine.
Okay. How about you, Mary Josephine?
Vivek, he was not a politician.
Okay. A lot of people are saying that. Caleb, how about you?
Vivek, because he brought the energy.
All right. And Johnny?
I'll say Vivek, 2 words. Exciting and genuine.
All right, people.
Love it. There you go. We're looking at Vivek's Twitter feed right now. Yeah.
I thought that the news would try to spread propaganda and be like, oh, DeSantis was the best, but it sounds like they are giving Vivek some credit here.
Yeah. Here's Vivek on his Twitter feed talking to Kalayan Noir.
But what is your position on full automatic, regular people being able to own fully automatic weapons?
I think that's what's constitutionally required. The government has fully automatic weapons.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think that's exactly.
I have like a libertarian aneurysm.
Hold on, we gotta pause. We gotta have a moment here. Hold on. Can we put on some music or something like that? We need some music like right now. Hold on.
The sky's about to open.
Put on the gold song. Hold on.
This is amazing.
Hold on. Dance break.
Oh my gosh. I feel so free right now.
Yes, hold on. Let's get it. Let's go.
I'm an eagle.
Machine guns!
Oh my gosh. It is your right. Yes.
Dance break, everybody. It's Friday.
Hallelujah. Oh. Is everybody dancing at home?
Everybody better be dancing right now.
Get your kids out. Get your spouse out. Dance. Dance with the homeless man on the street.
We're going to go out and dance tonight. I got to be careful. All right, here we go. Let's continue this with Vivek talking to Cole Eon. I guess somebody just corrected me. Thank you, James. Let's get back to that.
Exactly what's enshrined in the Second Amendment.
Is there anything that you'd be willing to say compromise?
Here's what I say, and I say this on all issues in the campaign. This isn't just restricted to 2A. I think we're in bad need of national unity. We are a badly divided country. And I understand even many other Republicans who I respect and admire, they believe the right way to get there is through compromise. I don't think the way we get to national unity is by compromising on our ideals. I think the way we get to national unity is by actually being uncompromising about the ideals that unite us as Americans. E pluribus unum means from many one. The ideals that unite America, the ideals of 1776, those are radical ideals. Those are ideals that should make most of human history feel a little uncomfortable. Free speech, Second Amendment.
Whenever somebody says 1776.
Okay, first of all, there's literally no other presidential candidate in the Republican Party right now who is as strong on guns as Vivek right now. Okay, that was it. So,
oh my goodness.
Trump banned bump stocks. There's no other kid. I've never heard Ron DeSantis come out and say that machine guns are what is constitutionally required. So Vivek, just saying.
Are machine guns legal in Florida?
Well, machine guns are legal everywhere to an extent if you pay the tax and go through the background check. It's a little bit of a nightmare, and then you have to buy one, and you can only buy ones that are made before 1986. Thanks, Ronald Reagan. And then they have to be legally transferable. So any machine gun that you would buy, even if you go through the tax stamp process, the background check process, if you wanted to buy a machine gun, so you could, in theory, buy a Tommy gun, right? But it would be like a minimum 25 grand because the amount of machine guns that are legally transferable is very limited. So they start at like 20 grand and then go on all the way up there. I mean, I would like to do it one day, you know. I mean, let's say that the Wake Up America show makes us rich, Stephanie, and we've got our kids taken care of and all that.
Right.
I love investing. I love buying stocks and bonds and gold, but everybody knows that I also like to invest in war babies. So I would one day like to own, my dream gun to own would be the actual original assault rifle, which is the STG-44, or the MP-44, the Sturmgewehr. So yeah, so that would be the storm rifle. So actually, that's an actual assault rifle. It was what it was called, the storm rifle. So I would love that, but they start at like 25 grand, and so obviously we need that for babies one day. All right, so let's.
You know what else costs 25 grand?
What?
We were watching a YouTube video about this guy that flies on a plane and has a suite on the airplane for $25,000.
Oh yeah, we were watching that yesterday. The guy who he flies from like London to Dubai,
Abu Dhabi.
It was like it was like a $26,000 flight, and he's got like a bed and like a little he's got like a little room,
3-room suite.
Yeah. Katie556 over on Rumble says that Ron DeSantis didn't get rid of the red flag laws in Florida. Ooh, that's not good.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, Grant Sunnyman's laughing hard, but apparently we scared a few people off. We're at 49 people on Rumble, so I think maybe some people on Rumble got scared of our cake shaking. So the best way to beat that for people who do like us shaking our cake here on the Wake Up America show is make sure you click like, and if you haven't, subscribe to the Rumble channel. Help us to grow. We appreciate that.
To dance.
We do like to dance. All right, so let's continue our love affair here with Vivek on his Twitter feed.
Vivek, if we do the giveaway,
it's Vivek, you son of a bitch. Put some respect on his name.
Vivek, if we
he's
do
not correcting anyone.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on.
the giveaway that you want to give to Putin to give him his land, it's not going to be too long before he rolls across a NATO border. And frankly, our men and women of our armed forces are going to have to go and fight him. I want to let the Ukrainians fight and drive Putin and the Russians back out into Russia.
I want to just briefly address Pence. Vice President Pence. I have a newsflash. The USSR does not exist anymore. It fell back in 1990.
Vivek.
That's pretty good response. You know, a little short one here, but
So Pence is saying he's scared that Russia's going to come for us eventually.
they're eventually going to attack a NATO state. Yeah, that eventually that they're going to attack a NATO state, and when they do something like that, then we are obligated by a treaty to intervene.
Well, of course, but we don't have to intervene yet.
No, because Ukraine is not in NATO, and it's not in our national security interests, and it's not in our financial interest. That's my opinion. Rare Camellia says you can have your cake and eat it too, something, unless it's fake cake. Respect the name, Mikey, says Studio 314. We appreciate it. John Rail here with the Portal video game reference. The cake is a lie. I know what you're referencing there, John Rail. I'm a nerd too, brother.
Oh,
the cake is a
lie.
lie.
Explore that one. I don't know.
No need.
No.
All right. Let's see. Continuing our love affair. Let's go.
You have a bunch of people, professional politicians, super PAC puppets, following slogans handed over to them by their 400-page super PACs last week. The real choice we face in this primary is this. Do you want a super PAC puppet, or do you want a patriot who speaks the truth? Do you want
a patriot who speaks the truth?
He uses all those keywords.
I know. He uses the words I want to hear.
Patriot.
Of the American Revolution.
I love it.
Just said the American Revolution.
I know.
Oh,
He's killing it. He's killing it. Yeah.
I think, you know what really bought me, even before the debate?
What's that?
You know that I liked him before.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was playing tennis, and I used to play tennis, so I'm like, I can relate. Okay. And then when he did that rap song, I thought that was so fun.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I thought it was kind of cringe, but he's still, at least he's got
cringe.
Yeah, well, you're true. It's true. That's why the Rumble people are abandoning us right now. So because we're kind of cringe. So we're looking at the Donald Trump mugshot right there. When you get home and see that they didn't give you any extra sauce, that's very sad. If you're just tuning,
This is normal resting biatch face.
He does have resting bitch face for sure. If you're just tuning into the Wake Up America show, good morning. I'm your host, Austin Peterson. We're grateful to have you here. If you haven't already, click like on that channel that you're watching us on this morning so that we can fight back against big tech's social media censorship and the mainstream media, which doesn't want us to get out there and to take over, because here, the Wake Up America show, we're all about economic freedom and personal liberty. Our show is every Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. So you should subscribe to the channel because you'll get an update whenever we go live. Hopefully, sometimes updates don't happen, but we'd love to have your feedback as well. Drop a comment, a like, and a subscribe. And and we'd be very grateful for your support. So.
Oh, absolutely. We read all of your comments, even the negative ones, and we think about them.
We do. We take negative feedback and we take it in stride, and we always try and look for ways to improve. So we are listening, and we are trying to build a real community of freedom fighters and people who love liberty just as much as we do. So
absolutely.
All right. So Stephanie, we've been talking about politics all morning. We've only got a half hour left on the show. Would you like to switch it up? You ready to go and talk about just kind of family friendly Freedom Friday stuff?
Of course.
Okay, cool. I've got a neat little story, a listicle that we can go through that I think would be fun. We appreciate those who tuned in for the politics right now. We're going to tune over to more personal stuff here. Let's go. And 8 wake-up calls that we need in life before it's too late. This is a good article that I was... Oh, God, have I ever had a wake-up call? I've had wake-up call after wake-up call after wake-up call, my love. What about you?
I think my parents' divorce was a wake-up call.
Mm-hmm.
I think my mom getting cancer was a wake-up call.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say those are and my dog's dying. Those were wake-up calls. So I would say, those were the main. So I guess any really impactful event in your life is a wake-up call usually.
Yeah, same kind of thing, right? My mother passing away when I was a young man, right? Going to New York City, having that embarrassing audition where I had to take my shirt off and I was overweight and they were laughing at me, right? That was a wake-up call, horrible. Right? Having a girl who I was in a show with tell me, she's like, you used to be hot, right? You need to lose weight. Those are legit. It's, hey, listen, fat shaming works. At least it works on me. So those kinds of wake-up calls, right? Remember my dad had that prostate cancer fear for a hot minute, but then it turned out to be nothing. We had that 1 month where it's oh my God, where we're going to go through all of this again. So those were the wake up calls, right? So stuff like that. I have that, the thyroid thing, right? So I didn't know, that was kind of a wake up call. I go to the hospital. It's why isn't my heart beating correctly? It's oh, you need to be taking, thyroid medicine. So it's that was a wake up call, right? You need to get healthy. You need to do stuff for yourself and exercise and try and eat healthier. So yeah, I've had wake up calls for sure. But one of the things on the list of wake up calls here is we might not have tomorrow to say I love you, which is of course on this right here. Coworkers who die in car accidents. With our sensei and his wife were talking about their car accident where we all kind of imagine that we'll have some sort of control over our death to some extent, that we'll have time to say goodbye, that we'll be able to contact our loved ones, and to, write a will.
Right.
But that isn't always how it works. It's just not. And so, a wake up call would be today. If you love somebody and you haven't said it, tell them.
Yeah.
One of the things that you noticed about being in our family, Stephanie, is kind of how different it was in regards to our affection. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh, yeah.
Tell the audience.
Yeah. In my family growing up, we didn't really hug. My grandmother hugged, but my parents, we didn't really hug each other. We didn't say, I love you. That just wasn't the love language that was presented to me. It was more service, doing things for people. Mm-hmm. And so I love hugging. I'm a very touchy person, and I'm a words of affirmation person too. So I guess I'm not how my family of origin is. But then when I met you and your family, there's a family chat that we have, and they'll just go in the family chat randomly and be like, I love you all. Have a good day. And I'm just not used to that. Because the only time that my mom and I really say I love you is maybe when she, when I leave her at the airport, after she visits, but that's once in a blue moon. That,
we Petersons are very affectionate.
Yes.
But it had a large part, it had to do with mom passing away. So my dad was affectionate to an extent, but after mom passed away, he stepped up and filled both roles, right? It's interesting because we hear a lot about absentee fathers and all this kind of stuff and single moms and out there in the world, but we don't hear a lot about single dads. And it's not always a single dad because the wife left and became a crackhead or whatever it is, right? But that does happen. But single dads, because of tragedy, right? Being a widower, it requires a father to become kinder and gentler to an extent, right? Because of course we have my sister Jody, and he has to raise a little girl, which is different from raising little boys.
Gosh, yes.
But my dad really stepped up, and he showed us like how to love, and he softened after that happened, and we're a very affectionate, loving family.
Yeah, you are.
And so we tell each other that we love each other because we know that tomorrow is not promised.
Absolutely.
Right? That's why when Dad's like, "Hey, do you want to go to the state fair last week?" We go to the state fair and we spend time with Dad. And it's. I haven't talked to you about this, but I was just thinking about it the other day. Dad was like, it used to be Dad would always keep everybody together. But like I noticed the other day at one point we were walking kind of fast and Dad was lagging behind us. And it's kind of like, it's a metaphor for how our lives go, right? So Dad was like used to lead the way and now I'm leading the way, but Dad was starting to fall behind, and that's kind of how it happens in our lives, right? And then so I stopped and turned around and waited for Dad to catch up so we could all stay together.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of like what the role of the father is to keep everybody together, to like if somebody's falling behind, to wait, right? So I find myself now kind of stepping into that role to a certain extent. Now, like the way that the patriarchal Peterson family works to an extent is that the new king doesn't take over, like, Simba doesn't take over until the old king has died. And that's so like, you wouldn't become the head of the household until something like that happens. But I just thought about it the other day and how our lives change and our roles change. So, and that's, I spend as much time with my dad as possible, and we're going to go do the golf tournament, next month. Yeah, fishing trips and things like that, because I know that tomorrow isn't promised. So
absolutely. It's actually, I would say, one of the biggest motivators for me when I ever feel myself being afraid to do something. I always just put myself in the mindset of, okay, let's say that you're going to die tomorrow and you're on your deathbed. Are you going to regret not doing this thing? Are you going to be mad at yourself for not doing this thing? And usually my answer is yes. And so I know it sounds morbid, but it's like, just think about if today's your last day on earth, what are you going to regret? Make it count. And that just kicks me into gear.
Yep. Number 2 on this list of wake-up calls you need to receive before it's too late is that our judgments of others are often inaccurate. You'll never know exactly what another person is going through or what their whole story is. When you believe you do, realize your assumptions about their life are in direct relation to your own limited perspective. That was one thing I learned very wake-up calls when I was running for president, is that people made so many assumptions about me and the type of person that I was and cast all these aspersions on me. And it happens more when you run for office. And there's obviously an insidious reason for people to do that. But you just learn how ignorant people really are as to what you have gone through in your life. And some people are malevolent and malignant, right? They're like, I remember even like a month and a half ago, some person who just really despises me online started talking about how like my dead mother is in hell and is looking up at me from hell, saying these evil, awful, horrible things.
It's horrible.
And it's like, and I thought about it for a moment because like I didn't respond to any of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I just was like, played it calm and cool and rational.
It's crazy talk.
But I was thinking about it, the next day and stuff like that. And I was like, this person is probably miserable.
Yeah.
Right. Like my initial rush to judgment is that they're just an evil person and they're hateful and stuff like that. And maybe they are.
Yeah.
But I also don't understand like what their life is like. This is a person, if you are that hateful and malevolent, like they're probably not Adolf Hitler, right?
Right.
But they probably have like real severe emotional problems. Right.
I say hurt people hurt people.
That's good stuff.
And once somebody heals, then they notice they're kinder to people.
It's really hard to for the people that to look at the people who are hateful to you or who despise you or treat you who treat you unwell, to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's hard to do, but it does give you a better perspective, right? Because you would want someone to do that for you if you have a bad day or something like that. Because I remember the guy deleted his post the next day. Right. And maybe it was to cover his own butt, for own selfish purposes, but maybe he looked back and realized, that he was wrong, because here's the thing, because I didn't return hatred with hatred.
Yeah.
Right. I just kind of like was very flippant in my responses, but I did
responded to him.
I responded, but I was like, we were having a political disagreement. I wasn't like attacking him personally. Of course, he was some anonymous account or whatever. Right. But maybe the reason why he deleted those tweets is because I didn't respond with hatred.
He didn't get the attention he deserved.
But maybe he felt bad.
Yeah.
Right. Because he realized, hey, Austin was the bigger person. I need to delete this. This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Right. So Camilio in the live stream says that there is often a pain behind hate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. I mean, I even notice it within myself, like on days where I'm feeling like I'm just not as good, I will tend to like pick at, the influencers on social media who have like big followers, and I'll just be like, how are they so big?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Jealousy.
Nothing. And it's like, I think, my pain comes out in like jealousy, where I'm just like, rah, 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 this is why this person is not as good as me. But then I have to like check myself and be like, listen, like, you just wish that, you could have better things, whatever, that's okay. But just don't let it get you down.
If you're just tuning in the Wake Up America show, good morning. I'm Austin Peterson. We're glad to have you here. It's Freedom Family Friday. So we've got the lovely Stephanie P. for Liberty here. My wife, my beautiful wife, my wife. She is Jew. We're glad to have you here on the show. Make sure you click like and subscribe before we go. We got about 20 minutes left on the program. I'm really excited about the growth of the show. This week we've been adding followers like crazy, and we'd love it if you would do us the favor and bless us with a subscribe. As a matter of fact, it sounds like Rumble likes us a lot better when we're not dancing. 56, 57 people watching us on Rumble.
Maybe they like to hear us talking about our
personal stuff. I guess they do. Well, do us a favor. If you like the content, click like on Rumble and subscribe, because it really does make a big difference. So I'm looking right now, for example, we've got 19 likes on Rumble, but there's 56 people watching. You have to sign in to Rumble to be able to like the stream.
I think a lot of people
don't sign in. So if you haven't done that, please do us that favor. Just a small one for us. You never know what other people are going through. So do us that favor and say hello in the chat if you don't mind as well. Blue Trike, good morning. Quantum Kitty, Nelson 65, Guokas, and Super Axiom is here with us as well over on Rumble.
Axiom is a new name.
Yep, it's been nice to see the growth of Rumble, because we definitely think that Rumble is going to be a big part of our future. All right, 8 wake-up calls that you need to receive before it's too late. Not trying is why most people fail in life. This does not apply to me.
A risk taker.
Try hard, some people might say, for sure. But it's
wonderful.
Yeah, but that for you, Stephanie, this is a conversation we've been having about you, because like it's about you like taking risks.
Yeah.
Yes.
For you, I mean, I took some risks. Like I remember I started a meetup group called Socrates Cafe. Like that was huge for me, where, I was like organizing groups of people, and I had opened up a little jewelry business on Etsy. So that was a little risk, but my risks were small. And now it's like, since I met you, I've taken larger risks, not ones that could totally end me, but ones that are just more scary.
But since we're getting personal, let's tell the listeners like what the risk is that we're trying to get you to transition from your full-time job to working for me directly. Yeah. And do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So in my day job, I'm a therapist, and so that's, a really stable career for me, but I find myself always gravitating towards what Austin is doing in the business and the show and the political world. And there was a point in my career when you were running for office where I was like totally ready in my head to let go of my social work job. And I was like, I'm going to work for Austin. That was my dream. Even before he and I were together as his volunteer, I was like, I want to work for you. Mm-hmm. That's my goal. And so after he lost the election, I was like, no, now I can't work for you. I still want to work for you. So it would be a dream come true if we could really make that happen.
So the hope is that the show will grow, and that the business will grow, and that sales will increase, and that we'll be able to afford to have Stephanie start transitioning from her social work job, which she loves, to this job to help the family, because the opportunity for making money on like her job is it's reliable and it's steady and it's good money, but we have a potential because with a business, you can make nearly limitless money, essentially, right? So
yeah, the money potential is much higher. The amount of risk I'm willing to take in my career personally is just I'm not willing to take that type of risk to make that amount of money. So I'd rather take that risk with your business.
Right. So I mean, the hope is that the Wake Up America show grows. We add to our audience. We add to monthly subscribers. People buy, Founding Flavors coffee. They go to AP for Liberty shop. They buy, T-shirts and mugs and so, that's why we really wanted to say thank you for the supporters who have helped us get to almost a year of the show. You're the real MVPs. And if you've been watching us for a little while and you like our content and you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please consider doing so. You can do so on Rumble or on YouTube. Become a monthly subscriber. And with that, you do get benefits. If you're a $5 a month or a $2 a month subscriber, you get a 20% discount off at the shop.
Mm-hmm.
But if you become a member of Peterson's Patriots, which is $17.76 a month, then you're going to get a free keychain from apforlibertyshop.com. And all of our Peterson's Patriots monthly subscribers get on the Peterson family personal Christmas list.
Yeah,
so,
I'm going to have to start compiling that soon.
Yeah,
It's
so
coming.
all of our monthly subscribers that are at least $17.76 a month and up are automatically added to the Peterson family Christmas card list. And every year we always do a fun Christmas card. Last year was a scuba diving.
Mm-hmm.
Year before that was
Our wedding.
And
Year
then
before
we had
that was on the courthouse
Herman
steps with Calvin.
Oktoberfest.
Yep.
Yes. So if you want to become a monthly subscriber, you do get 20% off no matter what level you are. If you become a 1776 Patriot today, you're going to get a free keychain from the shop. And you also get the 20% discount. You get entered into monthly prize drawings for items from the shop.
Yeah, the month is almost in.
Yeah,
So next week.
Yeah, so next week we're going to do a giveaway. So sign up for a monthly membership today. Mm-hmm. Here's the best way to do it. You can do it on YouTube and you can do it on Rumble, and we appreciate that, and that's great. They do take a fairly healthy cut. Mm-hmm. So if you're savvy, and go to wakeupamerica.show.com/support, or if you just go to wakeupamerica.show.com and click on the support button, become a monthly subscriber there, then we only have to pay just like the transaction fee, which is like a small fee. So, and no matter how you do it, it helps us out. But if you're like, Austin, I'm a capitalist, I want something more for my money, head over to apforlibertyshop.com. You can either get that cool Donald Trump Thug Life t-shirt or mug, or get yourself a bag of our delicious exclusive coffee. So anything else on that one that we can add to asking for people to subscribe?
No, I mean, the sky's the limit. So it's like the support and followers that we get, they're going to help us go farther and farther. So I would say at this point, it's like we just need more people to watch our show, view our content. It's all about the numbers at this point.
Yeah. So, no matter what, we appreciate any level of support, even if it's just a like, a subscribe, a share. You can support us for free, and we're grateful for all of that. So, Gwokas over in the room, or Nelson65 says he likes it when we talk about personal stuff because it makes us seem more human, which we are.
We are very human.
We are human beings.
I'm not a lizard person.
For sure. I do fart, so it's real.
I do eat cake.
It's real. Not my cake, but no, unless we're talking about actual cake. So we're talking about 8 little wake-up calls you need to receive before it's too late. Patience does not mean waiting and doing nothing.
Does not mean that's what I used to do.
Yeah, a lot of people think that you're going to get your due if you just are patient and you wait for your opportunities to come. But you know how I am, Stephanie. I know that opportunities aren't going to come. You got to go out there and get them. I'm the person like, let's get on the phones. Let's start asking people for this. Like, we've got to raise money for this. We've got to get out there. You got to be aggressive because nobody's just going to give you anything. It just doesn't happen that way. You've got to go and ask. You've got to be willing to try. You can't just sit around, do nothing,
I think it's a balance though, because it's like we've talked about how we have had to have patience in certain things. Like the growth of a business, I think they always say, give it 2 years to grow, because business does take time to get bigger and bigger, because it's not just like success overnight, just like on TikTok or something. And also we've talked about that with our own relationship. Relationship took patience. It's like if I had come on to you like when you were running for office or something, it's like that would have probably messed up my life, messed up, what you had going on. So it's like we had to be patient with that whole process and just kind of let it all fall into place. We had no idea it was going to happen like that.
Yeah, but everything worked out. We were patient, but we also worked to make it happen.
Right.
Right? Because you were living in Michigan at the time, and, then COVID happened. And I saw when COVID happened, and of course you lived in Michigan, I was like, I want my girlfriend, which we were at the time, I want my girlfriend out of that state because COVID tyranny had come and Missouri was freer. And so you took the extraordinary step of moving in with me.
That's where patience took a back seat, I think.
Yes.
And we were both like, okay, we're not going to be patient anymore with this long distance thing.
No.
It
was time.
Kick into gear.
For sure.
Yeah.
The next thing on the list here is we often don't need anything more to be happy, meaning stuff, right? So, the only things that I really buy anymore is like sometimes I'll buy a video game personally, right? But it's like maybe once or twice a year.
Right.
But the things that I buy really are for my business, right? So for the Wake Up America show, for the shop, anything like that. Otherwise, I don't really buy a whole lot of stuff. We don't really need more stuff. You know what I mean? Sometimes we got to get a new couch or something like that, but just because we're sleeping on a dirty couch, but that's
consumables.
Yes.
So I get satisfaction when I see something being used up, and then I can buy more. And that makes me so excited.
That's why I say, yes, a consumable will be something like this.
Just bought because my dermatologist told me that instead of using face medicine for my acne, I should just wear clay masks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just got in the mail a clay mask jar yesterday, and I was so excited because it's a consumable, and when I use it up, I can buy more, and that's so exciting.
Yes, Founding Flavors is also a consumable.
Yes.
Let's see, we've got a bunch of people watching us on Rumble. God, I love seeing over 54 people watching us on Rumble. It's exciting. 6, 7, 80, 90 people. See, we used to average like 30, 40 people watching the stream, and now we got like 80, 90. We're pushing up towards like averaging 100 people between the streams.
It's patience, right?
Yeah.
We've seen this gradual growth.
There's been like weeks, I think it was a couple weeks ago, where after we came back from vacation, we had like a week and a half for like 10 days where the stream numbers were really low, and like I would like come home and be like, and you'd be like, it's okay, you just got to keep going.
Get really discouraged.
I get discouraged, and then like the other day, boom.
I think really what we've found is it's persistence.
Yep.
That's what helps influencers online, is just continuing to push out content, push out posts, material, and then that keeps people interested and that keeps them looking at you.
Yep.
So just be consistent.
Yep, for sure. Okay, what else? We aren't perfect, and neither is anyone else. That's a good one.
I'm not perfect. That is one thing that's hard to let go of because I strive for
perfection. You do. You are a perfectionist. And I'm a, let's get this on the road. Let's go. Ready, fire, aim.
You know what? I started to embrace not being perfect. Like the other day, I released a meme for our coffee. And in the meme, coffee was misspelled. And I released it out on your page.
Yes.
I was like, and I messaged you later. I was like, I'm sorry, coffee is misspelled. I just realized that, but I actually think it makes the meme better.
Yeah. Misspellings are actually good on memes because people get to correct you, and that increases the interaction rate. Sadly, but that's how it is.
So mistakes now that I make are kind of intentional.
Yes.
I keep enjoying them.
Don't tell them that. It's all, oh no, we're not perfect.
Guess when my mistakes are genuine and when they're on purpose.
And number 7, all the little things make a big difference, including the posts, then the reels and the memes and all the, every day staying on top of the show, staying on top of the news, staying up late, grabbing the clips for tomorrow morning. Every little thing that we do to help build this business and to build this show are adding up. Right. That's how we're getting the numbers, right? Continually improving, making better graphics, moving into the studio, adding a coffee brand to our company, all these things all these little things. Like if we were just doing the coffee, and that was the only way we were making money, we'd be out of business a long time ago, right? But by adding the Trump Thug Life shirt and by adding the coffee Keurig cup filters and just sort of like every little thing that we do adds up to a big difference. So, I mean, I wonder where we're going to be a year from now with the show, all the little things.
Am I going to still be doing my job, or am I going to be working for Austin a year from now?
Well,
I don't know.
It's all up to them, honestly. It's up to the audience. So if they want to see the American dream happen, you can help make it happen. Number 8, excuses are mostly just lies.
Very much so. They're lies that we tell ourselves that we believe.
Very true.
Or we try to believe. Yes, I am the queen of excuses, or I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I used to say like why I couldn't make change in my life. I'd be like, oh no, it's not the right time. I have to wait for this or that or the other thing.
Right. Maybe they're fitter than I am because they don't have all the work and family expectations and obligations that I have, or maybe they have a more supportive spouse, or maybe they don't have bad knees like I do, right? All these excuses, it's lies, right? That we tell ourselves to cope. It's a cope.
Absolutely.
It's a cope that we lie to ourselves because self-improvement is hard.
Yeah. And I mean, with anxiety, that makes you avoid things. And so for me, my biggest struggle is trying not to avoid my fears and to push through them.
You do struggle with that. You do struggle with your fears. And like, it's always like, 15 minutes before karate class on Wednesday night where we're like, and then after we get out of class, how do you feel?
Well, it depends on what we did.
Right.
But sometimes I'll be like, I told you we had to do kata.
Yeah.
I know that I was worrying for a reason.
Oh.
But other times I'll be like, that's good because we did the things I like.
Yeah. Well,
so
we got to say, hey, our buddy Michael Moyer's in the stream. What's up, Michael?
Hello.
Good morning.
That name.
Michael from Jeff City.
Oh my gosh, he's the one with the
cameras. Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Michael has been helping us with our documentary, the Bleed American documentary. What's going on, Michael? Nice to see you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Michael Moyer just tuned in. Nice to see you. He's a local filmmaker as well. He's done a lot of documentaries for television. He gave us some incredible advice as well for the show. So
very respected.
Yeah, we appreciate Michael Moyer. So why don't do us a favor, chat. Everybody say, hey, Michael, and say thank you to Michael, because he made a humongous contribution to the documentary Bleed American that we're working on right now. We've still got one more scene that we have to shoot in order to complete the trailer that we're going to use to try and raise the rest of the funds to shoot the actual Battle of Athens. But the footage that we have so far is beautiful, and we're excited to show everybody what we have when the trailer comes out. So definitely something to keep an eye on. So good morning, Michael Moyer, and thank you very much for your support. See, this is it. So everybody coming together, little small things. Michael Moyer stepping in, helping make it happen. That's the American dream, baby. All right. Well, I got to say that it's 8:55, Stephanie.
It is?
Yes.
Now we can work on the business.
Yeah.
Fridays, I've taken off my other job, and Fridays is now business day.
Yes.
So that's what we're starting to go towards.
So today we're going to be making memes, making reels and shorts and cutting clips and podcasts and audio stuff. So Stephanie and I will be working together today, working hard on making the American dream happen. We hope that you are working on your American dream as well. We appreciate all the love and support from the Wake Up America Show community. We're closing in on our 1-year anniversary of the Wake Up America Show, and it's been thanks to people like you, people like Stephanie Peterson, people like Camelia Peterson, people like Sarah Sanchez, people like John Rail, people like
Studio 314. He has been a powerhouse on Twitter, posting all of our content.
John Burrows, Quest Fanning, Tolly Owens has been a huge help as well. Caleb Vanderfelds, of course.
Did you say Quest Fanning?
Yes,
yep.
And Andy Opperman as well, big supporter of the Wake Up America Show. Joni Rankin. Thank you, Corey C., Matt Unruh, of course. We would never forget Matt Unruh and his lovely wife, Robin, the Robinator.
Sweet.
They're great. Dash, good morning.
I wish they lived closer because we'd totally be couple friends.
That would be cool. I would love to be couple friends with Matt and with Robin. Super Axiom joining us on Rumble. Good morning. Quantum Kitty Kilsharian, I got an email. I owe her. And Kermode Bear, our furry friend. Will Run Riot. Glowcos 0422. Blue Trike, Katie 556, L Dubs 78, also a big supporter this morning, gave us a big super chat. Thank you for that, L Dubs. Grant Sunnyman. And I think we got it all, pretty much, almost. There might be a whole list. If we forgot to add you, sorry about that. But we do appreciate you for being a supporter. Make sure you subscribe to the channel before you leave if you're not already. And check out ap4libertyshop.com. We've got some delicious coffee for you. Founding Flavors Coffee, an exclusive, delicious coffee company made at ap4libertyshop.com. Get yourself that Donald Trump mugshot shirt or mugshot mug. And say goodbye, Steffi. It's been a great...
Free.
All right, be free. Thank you so much. We'll see you on Monday at the Wake Up America Show. WakeUpAmericaShow.com. That Donald Trump meme with the chicken nuggets makes me want to go get McDonald's. So run to breakfast. All right, we'll see you on Monday at the Wake Up America Show. WakeUpAmericaShow.com.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message. Believe me, Austin Peterson is the best. He's got the greatest Wake Up America show I've ever seen. Whenever I tune in the mornings and watch the live stream, let me tell you, he has got the absolute best content. I love his guests. It's just a total blast to watch, and I highly endorse and recommend the Wake Up America show. It's terrific, believe me.
Hey, Hello, my name is Kelvin. Welcome to Frenchy Bush. This is my Didi's website. Now I've decided to speak to you with my real voice for the first time ever to tell you about how cool Frenchy Bush is. But I've decided that this is the perfect opportunity to share with you. Frenchy Bush is a good website. You should follow us on socials. If you like Frenchies or any kind of bulldogs, me and my new brother George are going to try to make your life more fun.
Hello, I'm George. My neck isn't really thick yet, but it will be. We are so glad you're here. Please ignore my floating eyeball. It helps me spot predators who might be approaching from the sides.
Didi made Frenchy bullshit to review things that he uses on me and my brother to tell you if it's good or bullshit. Take this collar, for example. Didi really likes it. Didi said it's really handy because us Frenchies got thick necks. Need something really tough. People think Frenchies are little, but if you look at us from below, you can see we are really pretty buff. Beefcake. Yes. Look at my creamy thighs and chest. Yes. You like that?
Big brother, please focus.
Frenchy Bush. Please follow us for more great content and read the Frenchy Bush blog for more fun and cool stuff.
I'm a public defender.
I am a public defender.
I'm proud to be a public defender.
80% of Americans accused of a crime will get appointed a public defender.
Everybody from a speeding ticket to capital murder.
For every dollar we spend on public defenders, we spend $3 on prosecutors.
Public defenders have to do pretty much everything on their own.
Social workers, counselors.
Investigating is another piece of it.
The average public defender holds 300 cases annually.
You never feel like there's enough time.
Public defenders have health issues all the time.
A lot of people give up and say, I can't do this work anymore.
Gideon's Promise trains, mentors, and supports public defenders.
There are a lot of people who say that they would not still be public defenders, but for Gideon's Promise.
It's fueled me to continue on in this fight.
Gideon's Promise has changed the face of public defense.
People see us as troublemakers.
Good trouble only.
We don't make it easy. It should not be easy to take away someone's liberty.
Tired of spending your hard-earned money on woke corporations that don't share your pro-freedom values? Fed up with sipping liberal lattes and progressive cappuccinos? Introducing Founding Flavors from AP for Liberty Shop. Get your day started with Washington's Revolutionary Roast. As robust and principled as the man himself, this blend is the shot of energy heard round the world. Or maybe you want to taste the fervor of freedom with Adams's Patriotic Perk. It's as dynamic and balanced as the U.S. Constitution, sure to awaken your spirit of liberty. For the aficionados, we've got the Jeffersonian Java, a complex mix of flavors that speaks volumes about your refined tastes. And don't forget Betsy's Liberty Lullaby, our decaf option, crafted with the same care and dedication Betsy Ross put into our Star-Spangled Banner. This blend lets you enjoy the taste of freedom anytime without losing sleep. No woke beans here, folks. Just pure, patriotic, pro-freedom flavors brewed with love for liberty. So why compromise your principles for a cup of coffee? Stand up for your values, perk up your patriotism, and start your day the American way. Get your Founding Flavors at apforlibertyshop.com.